Kevin, thanks for joining us. A tough 90 minutes and particularly tough first 45. How do you sum up the game?
First and foremost, I'd like to apologise to everyone connected with Raith Rovers Football Club, whether it's supporters, managers, coaches, whatever way, directors, whatever way you look at it. If you're involved with Raith Rovers and that's what your team's putting on the pitch, I'll apologise for that. I'll take my own responsibility for that as well. I'm in this position and I was enjoying being part of it, enjoying doing the job, and I'm just disappointed how it went. But at the end of the day, it's nowhere near good enough. Nowhere near good enough in terms of every aspect of our game. I thought that we'd done good preparation. I thought we'd explained the threats that Ross County had, and those were the threats that caused us problems. Thought that had been covered, and I'll take my responsibility for that. I think that's the key factor. I'll take the blame.
Do you think, looking back, that it was the way that was set up, or do you think that it was getting your message across to the players on the pitch? Was it just that Ross County looked absolutely clinical in front of goals? Was it a mixture of all of these?
I don't think that even you could argue that it was clinical. I just think it was too easy. It was too easy. The crosses come in the box. 2 goals are from set pieces. 4 goals in total are from crosses, which is what we've worked on for the last 2 days. Stopping crosses, and when crosses come in, dealing with them. So you can talk about shape, you can talk about formations. At the end of the day, if the ball goes wide, you've got to get out and stop the cross. If the cross comes in, you've got to have a desire to stop your man from scoring. And that's all you can do. They didn't outnumber us in the box. They scored a goal, I think it was the 3rd goal, where it hits the post, comes back out, striker turns, dinks it in the back post as another free header. So that's nothing to do with formation, that's a desire. That's a desire to stop something from happening. That never happened today.
At half time, as the players went down the tunnel, there was a wee bit of anxiety amongst Raith Rovers fans and those present, thinking we could be on the end of a real hiding here. What was the message at half time?
Again, and I can only apologise for this, the message at half time was we need to come out and not lose the second half. We could have went and been more expansive going forward, but at the end of the day, 5-0's embarrassing, but it's embarrassing to get even more. And I don't give anybody any credit for going and drawing the second half 0-0, because Ross County were in second gear and the game was done. The game was lost in the first half. The game was lost in a 20-minute spell where we just lost goals for fun. So I don't take any pride in that at all, of setting my team up in that way in the second half. I felt as if it was damage limitation at that point. I felt embarrassed that I couldn't put the young boys on earlier. I felt embarrassed that it was just so poor at every level. And as I say, I'm looking in the mirror first and foremost.
I was thinking at half time who would be a football manager. Is the challenge in the kind of mindset of a manager to actually think, well, rather than feeling sorry for ourselves, these are the moments where we really test ourselves? I
think that's another reason why I didn't make any subs. Not letting people off with that, not letting them sit next to me in the dugout and watching the rest of the boys deal with 5-0 down. They had to go out, and I could have easily made 3 changes, I could have made 11 changes at half time. But at the end of the day, it was up to the players that were on the pitch to go and try and dig us out that hole. So that's why I didn't make any subs at half time, because I was biting my fingers to try and stop myself from making it. But I felt as if these players needed to go out there and show me something in the second half and not let them off lightly.
Do you feel they've done that somewhat in the second half? 0-0 would have been the second half score. Obviously Ross County have taken their foot off the gas a wee bit. They've made a number of changes, but certainly scoreline was more acceptable second half.
I don't buy into that, if I'm honest. Game's over at 5-0. We just went out and ran about for a second half and tried to stop them from doing stuff. I wouldn't necessarily say that. I think it was 67 minutes before we put a tackle in, 67 minutes before we stopped a cross from coming in. So I take no pride in the second half. Take no pride in it at all. Take no pride in the game at all today.
5 at the back for most of the second half. Is that a change that you thought of making at an earlier point?
Well, no, because we originally we went at a 4-5-1. That was how we started off, and we ended up not getting it right in the wide areas, where the full-backs were narrow and the midfielders were narrow. So rather than one staying wide and one dealing with the one inside, both of them were inside, so diagonals were getting played. But then saying that as well, what ended up happening was they having 4 in midfield, but their midfielders were having time on the ball to pick their head up and play diagonals. So that's why we matched them up, to try and go man for man in the middle, try and drop Nisbet in to allow him to try and help the midfielders rather than Wedderburn being the other side of the midfield. We tried to do that and go kind of 4 across the middle. They've still got 4v2, back 4 against 2 strikers. They weren't playing like 4 up front or 3 up front. They were playing 2. So there was an opportunity when the ball went wide that we should still have, if our full-backs are wide, 3v2 in the middle. Yet every time they put the ball in the box, it looked like they were going to score. And we said to them before the game about their set pieces, what they were going to do. They've got a lot of set pieces. Believe it or not, we've worked on set pieces. We just never got any.
We move back to kind of league responsibilities next week. Is there any positive in terms of our league campaign that we can take from today, that we've gone up against some real quality opposition? Is there a lot of learning that will be linked to take place through the kind of match analysis, etc.?
I think learning. We need to learn. We need to learn that. And I've said this in the dressing room. I said it at Cove. I said it at Inverness. If we're anywhere below our maximum, we're not good enough. If we're below our maximum against Brecon, we will not beat Brecon. We need to be at our maximum to win a game. Every single player in that dressing room knows that. They need to be at their maximum, and if we're not, we won't win. My job is to make sure they are at their maximum and make sure that when it comes to it next Saturday, that we learn the mistakes from today. Different type of game again against Brecon, but we know that's not acceptable today.
Learning for yourself as well today as you look forward to the Brecon game?
Of course. I think that one thing you try and do is you try and learn from every aspect of it, and I'll learn loads from this, about how we set up, how we went about it, and I'm just disappointed how it's went. I felt preparation wise it was great. I felt as if we prepared the players as best they could, got them ready, knew their jobs, asked for feedback to make sure they understood what we're looking for, asked if they understood what we were meaning, and thought everything was set up and just wasn't.
We'll wish you well, even though today wasn't the birthday present you would have hoped for, Kevin.
Yeah, horrible day, but that's football. You lick your wounds and you come back in on Monday and be ready to work. If you're not ready to work, you're no good.
Cheers, Kevin.
Cheers.